So what are the documents that you need to have now if you actually have a dream of studying abroad or applying to schools abroad? So if you are ready to roll with me, grab a pen and a jotter and let me list for you the documents that you need to have now or that you need to start preparing to have to fulfill your study abroad dream. Hello friends, welcome to Life Beyond Borders with Olubenga, and this is another episode of the Study Abroad 101 series. The Study Abroad 101 series is a ultimate guide or ultimate series that helps you to access global scholarship opportunities to fulfill your study abroad dreams. Do you have a dream? Do you have an interest of studying in the best universities in the world, in UK, US, Canada, in Australia, in Europe, and other parts of the world? This is a series that you don't want to miss, and if you come on my channel under the Study Abroad series, you are going to see collections of past episodes that I have done under this series, so you want to go and check that out. If you are a new subscriber, you're welcome to my channel. Do well to subscribe and check the notification button so that you'll be notified whenever I drop new videos on this channel. Today's episode is titled Study Abroad Document Checklist, and in this episode I am going to be walking you through some documents that you need to have if you want to study abroad, if you want to apply to scholarships outside the shores of your country especially. So what are the documents that you need to have now if you actually have a dream of studying abroad or applying to schools abroad? So if you are ready to roll with me, grab a pen and a jotter and let me list for you the documents that you need to have now or that you need to start preparing to have to fulfill your study abroad dream. The number one document that you need to have is your international passport. For some people in their countries, it is automatic. You don't need to apply to it. But for someone who is from a country like Nigeria, for instance, you definitely need to apply for your international passport. You need to have it. So as much as a lot of schools don't ask this as a basic requirement when you are filling their form, some schools require you to upload your international passport data page before you can proceed in the application process. So you don't want to fall into that shoe where you have a deadline to meet and the only thing stopping you is your international passport. As a matter of fact, the document that really shows your interest of traveling outside the shores of your country is your international passport. Having an international passport, either as a student or even as an employee, shows how ready you are for global opportunities. The second and very important documents that you want to have is your academic transcript. All right, your academic transcript or official, unofficial, or official transcript is a document that shows all the courses you have taken in your high school or your undergraduate studies, depending on the program you are applying to. So if you are applying to a master's or PhD program, your academic transcript will show the undergraduate courses that you have taken in your university days. It will show the courses and it will show the grades. Your academic transcript is also going to show the CGPA or your GPA that you acquire during your undergraduate studies. So this academic transcript is one of the most important documents that you need when applying to schools abroad. If at the time you are watching this video, you are still an undergraduate, I will encourage you to make sure that you have good grades. Put your best in your studies so that you can have a good CGPA to compete on the global platform, all right? But if you are done with your studies, especially if you are done with your undergraduate studies, there is nothing actually that you can do about that. But what you have now is also able, whether you graduate with a third class, second class, even if you have a low CGPA, there are opportunities available for you. As a matter of fact, right on this channel, there's a video that I did a while ago. You can come to check it out on universities that accept students with low CGPA. So if you have a low CGPA, if you graduated with a low CGPA, come right on my channel and check out that video. So your academic transcript is another document that is very important that you need to have. If you have graduated, reach out to your university and get a student copy of your academic transcript that you can use to apply to several schools. The next document that you need to get is your degree certificate. As much as a lot of universities may not require you to submit the degree certificate, especially at the beginning of your application, it is important that you have it. Matter of fact, a lot of them ask for your academic transcript, which contains the name of your university and your grade, and of course a signature from your school register to show the authenticity of that document. But it is important that you also have your degree certificate because some schools require you to upload them to the application portal. So your university degree certificate is very important. Another thing that is very important in your application is your statement of purpose or personal statement, your SOP or your personal statement, all right? Some schools in the US, for instance, require you to upload both personal statement and statement of purpose, while a lot of schools just require one of these documents. And sometimes they use it interchangeably. What is the difference between a personal statement and a statement of purpose? I have a video on my channel here that talks about the personal statement and statement of purpose. In that video, I covered what a statement of purpose is and how to write one. As a matter of fact, live on my screen, I shared an example of a personal statement or a statement of purpose, and I walk people through how to write it. So go on my channel and you see the video on how to write your statement of purpose and what a statement of purpose is. The statement of purpose is what some schools require in place of the research proposal. As a matter of fact, your statement of purpose will also have included in it your research proposal and other information about who you are. That is the opportunity for you to tell the school you are applying to who you are and what you intend to do in that school. So it is a very important document that you may need to start writing now. Start focusing on writing now. If you don't know how to write it, check that video on my channel. It will tell you everything about a statement of purpose. Before we continue, guys, make sure you click the like button as you are watching this video so that YouTube can share it with others who are interested in this kind of opportunity. And if you're a new subscriber, just click on the subscribe button, smash the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be the first to get access to the videos as I drop them. All right. So the next thing, which is very important, is your recommendation letter. All right. Most of the schools will require recommendation letter. These recommendation letters most likely are supposed to be from your former professors or former lecturers. Sometimes you can also add recommendation letters from your former employees. These are also accepted, but you need to start working on the recommendation letter now. As much as it may not be urgent for you now, but it is important that you start telling or start talking and building a good relationship with your recommenders now. Now, one of the challenges is for those who have graduated from the university for a very long time and they don't have that relationship with their former lecturers again. This is the time to start building that relationship. Start reaching out to them, calling them, sending email to them, saying hi to them on Facebook or on their social media handle. Start building that relationship so that when you request for the letter, it is easy and they will willingly give it to you. As a matter of fact, if you have built a good relationship with your lecturers during your undergraduate days, you should not have a challenge. Recommendation letter is a very important document for those who want to study abroad. Another thing is a research proposal. Most schools that require you to send a statement of purpose may not ask for a research proposal, but it is important that you start writing your research proposal, especially when you are applying for a research-based program. It is important for you to have a research proposal that you can later submit this research proposal when you have refined it properly during your application process. And also, if you are only required to submit statement of purpose instead, you can take content out of your research proposal to form your statement of purpose. So the research proposal is an important document that you need to have. Schools in the UK, Canada, Europe, some of them ask for the research proposal to be submitted. But schools in the US, for instance, and some schools in Canada, most likely they ask you for your statement of purpose, statement of intent, or personal statements. There are several words they use to qualify this. Another thing that is important for you to have is sample of your work, all right? Whether your undergraduate final year project or you have done a master's program before and you have samples of research papers that you have written, these are samples of your work. If you are applying for a graduate studies in fine arts, for instance, you need the samples of your artwork that you want to present, samples of your writings. So these are samples of your work. You need a portfolio, let me put it that way. So it is important to have your documents gathered somewhere. And some people always say, well, I don't have any sample. I don't think that is possible. If you have finished an undergraduate studies, I think you should have a sample because you did a final year project, right? Whether it's research, whether it's a project that you did as a physical project, a prototype that you built, you have something to submit as a work that you have done before. So because depending on the program you are applying to, you will need to submit a sample of what you have done before. So the samples of your work, be it a paper you've written before or whatever it is, you need to start putting them together in folders now so that when it's time for you to present them, for you to show them, then you can bring them out. All right, another thing that you need to have, which is very important, is your professional CV or your resume. And you need to craft this document in a professional way. Your CV or your resume need to be well refined and well crafted in a professional way. You can come right on my channel and check out a video on how to write an academic CV. One other thing you want to do is to check online for samples on how to write CV, especially in your own field, so that you can use that to write your own and stand out of the crowd. In complementary to the CV is your online profile also. Your online profile on LinkedIn. You may want to have an online profile on LinkedIn. Even on some other social media, you want to make sure that you have a good profile and you have good things to post about yourself, such that even when these people have opportunity to check who you are online, they are seeing a good version of you online. So if you are not on LinkedIn, I will advise you, if you are pursuing global scholarship opportunities, get on LinkedIn, register on LinkedIn, put on your profile there, check out how others have set up their profile and use that as a guide to set up your own profile also. So your LinkedIn is your online profile, is your online CV, such that people who cannot get access to your physical CV or your CV that you prepared in a document, they can know who you are right with your LinkedIn profile. So, all right, other things I need to add to this list are your standardized tests. Now, I am adding this last because I know it is optional for some people depending on the program you are applying to. And when I mean standardized tests, I'm talking about tests like TOEFL, IELTS, and Duolingo, which are English proficiency tests. Now, there are some countries, especially English-speaking countries, that you are applying to study in, that will require to test your English ability. Now, after COVID-19, a lot of schools are now waiving the English proficiency test requirements, especially for students who studied in English-speaking countries like Nigeria, like Ghana. If you study in English-speaking institution especially, there is tendency that it will be waived for you for some schools. But there are some schools that still require you to submit this English proficiency test. So if you know you will need to write them based on the school you want to apply to, you may want to start preparing for that now. So your options are TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, and there are some other English proficiency tests available. Then we have GRE or GMAT for some graduate programs, especially programs that involves calculations, like those who are studying maybe economics, engineering, and some other fields like that. Some require you to submit GRE or GMAT, and some programs actually waive it. All right, so you may want to do your job properly to know which program require you to submit that or not. The last thing I want to mention is transcript evaluation. All right, so there are transcript evaluation services. These services help you to evaluate your transcripts from your country's method of presenting transcripts to international standard. The popular one is WES. These service providers take your transcript, your academic transcript from your own country, and they evaluate it to meet international standard, especially to meet the US or Canadian standard, depending on the country that you are required to submit it to fit into the standard that is required for CGPA calculation in these international universities. Let's say like the US, for instance, they use the 4.0 CGPA calculation method. But for some universities in Africa, for instance, they use 4.0, some use 7.0. So when the transcript evaluation service provider takes your transcript, what they do is to evaluate it, to present it in a way that these international universities will accept and understand it. So transcript evaluation may be important for some people, especially for those who have a low CGPA. If you graduated with a good CGPA, you may not be required to do a transcript evaluation. But also have it in mind that there are some universities, irrespective of what you get, still require you to submit an evaluated transcript. All right, so that's my favorite study abroad document checklist. For me, these are the documents you need to start preparing, or you need to start acquiring. They are very, very important. Are there some documents that I've missed out? Are there some things that I missed out? Put that in the comment section below. You can add to this list if you want to. And if you have a question on any of these documents, feel free to talk to me in the comment section below, and I'm going to respond to you as quick as possible. Feel free to also come on my channel and watch other episodes of this Study Abroad 101 series. So make sure you click the like button, guys, before you leave. Share this video with your friends, and I will see you in the next one. God bless you.